Hi everyone, it's Mike Seckman with Keller Williams. I want to show you guys how to create an opportunity in Command in order to create either a Docusign room or a Dotloop loop so that you can begin your transaction and eventually get paid. So what we're going to do is we're going to log into Command if you aren't already, agent.kw.com. You'll sign in, you'll be brought to your home screen. We're then going to go down to the Opportunities applet, which is the handshakes. All right, once we're in the Opportunity applet, there's one thing you need to pay attention to. If you are on a team, you will see two different menus at the top. You'll see I'm on the Michelle Myers team, and you'll see my name. You will need to talk to your individual team leader to find out where you are going to house these opportunities for your team. Your team leader may want to have visibility to them. In that case, they would want you to put them in the team account portion, or they may allow you to have your own visibility, which will allow you to put them under yourself. So in this case, I'm going to put it under myself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Create Opportunity. You'll see Market Center popped up. Again, if I'm putting this under a team account, I would select a team. If I'm not putting it under a team account, I do not have to select the team. You're then going to go to opportunity type. Is this a listing? Is it a buyer? Is it a landlord? Is it a tenant? So in this case, we're going to go ahead and say that this is a buyer. We see our owner, which is myself. Now we have our client. If you have your client already in Command, you can go ahead and start typing them in. And you will see that I do have David Becker in my Command as a contact. However, if I had a contact that is not in Command, you will see that no options will come up when you type their name in. So I can go ahead and I can then enter a new contact. I can add their email address, and then I can add their phone number, which is a great feature that was recently added. And this will then populate a contact into Command once you hit Create for this person. Now, if you have a co-buyer for this transaction, you're going to repeat the same process, okay? Then you're going to come down. You can then edit the opportunity name. I would suggest that you leave it the main person name, and then if you know the property address, let's go ahead and put in the property address as part of the opportunity, because this name will be the name of your loop in Dotloop or your room in Docusign. You can then come down and fill in any information here that you know. If you know what your estimated close date is going to be because you're going to be writing an offer, you can go ahead and put that in. We're going to use October 7th. Our time frame we don't really necessarily need to do right now. This is more for if you're using opportunities for another piece. We can also put their budget in. If we know that their offer is going to be $250,000, we'll go ahead and put that in. If we know what the commission rate is, we can go ahead and put that in. And then ultimately we're going to choose the opportunity phase. In this case, we want to go active, and yours may look a little bit different than mine as we're going to go into opportunity stage. Yours will probably look different. In this case, that's fine. You can edit yours in the future, but as long as they're in the active phase in one of these, doesn't matter what yours say, you should be fine. So I'm going to put mine in negotiations because ultimately we're going to be negotiating a contract here, an offer to purchase. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit create. Now, ultimately, I have now created a contact you'll see in my Command database for Sally Sue Matthews, and you'll now see this is the opportunity itself. So this is the lifeline of that specific opportunity called Sally Sue Matthews 144 Deer Drive. So what I can do from here is a lot of different things. You'll see them under the Details tab. You want to fill out as much information in here as you possibly can. So go down through the general information. If you know the contract date, you're writing it. If you know the close date, you want to put that in. If you know the financing type, you want to go ahead and put that in. Obviously, you want to put the property address you're writing on right here, right? It's all important stuff that you want to put in there, okay? So all you need to do is hit the pencil icon, then you can go through and edit those fields, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and do Agreement 1, which I'm not going to do, I'm sorry, I'm going to do Contract Date, which is today. I'm going to do Close Date, which I selected earlier as an estimated close date of 10/7. So I'm going to go ahead and put 10/7 as our actual close date because that's what we're going to ask for. Commission hasn't changed, budget hasn't changed, financing type, let's just say this is conventional. We're going to go hit save. That's now populated. we can come over to property. We can then enter the property information, and you'll see it pulls the data in. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now, all I need to do from here is go to Documents. I need to pick a checklist type. This may or may not come up for you. You may have a screen that will look like this. We're in the process of building some things out. But if you don't, you want to select, obviously, residential, vacant land, whichever it may be. In this case, it's residential. Okay. So now, at this point, all that's left to do to create a loop in Dotloop or a room in Docusign is to come up here to the drop-down, and I can now select either Docusign or Dotloop. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and create a Dotloop loop. It's going to ask me my profile. This may say default. This may say your name. This may say KW. It's fine. This is more for people that have multiple profiles for Dotloop. In this case, we all really only have one. So we're going to head select that. We're going to hit continue. This is going to ask us if we want to put template in. We're not going to, in this case, I'm just going to select listing loop. You may or may not have this either. I have this right now, but you may or may not have that. So go ahead and choose template. And now ultimately what you have is you now have visibility from your Dotloop loop to command. So I can go right to my Dotloop loop by hitting go to transaction. This will open up Dotloop in a separate tab in your browser. As I complete all my transactions as I normally would, I get signatures, I write it up, I get signatures, I get the buyer to sign it, seller to sign it, and we have a ratified contract. You will then follow the steps on the Google Doc that I have sent out, and you'll start selecting your specific documents from this drop-down list. This list of documents will always update as you update your loop. So you will always have the right documents. So you just want to make sure if you have double of something like this, that you're not pulling the wrong one in. You just want to make sure you archive those documents in your Dotloop loop, and then you're going to go ahead and select each document for your two stages, your consultation and your under contract, right? And then we're going to go ahead and hit submit to Market Center. Hope this was informational for you. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Have a great day, guys.